I wasn't lazy, and I went to check how many types of plants are there in the world. How many types of plants, known plants, exist on our planet? So I checked out the Royal Botanical Gardens, and I saw that they estimate that there are 390,900 types of plants. Around 2,000 of them are edible. Around 200 of them are part of the world's commerce. And around 15 of them are main staples, important staples in human diets. But the one who knows all the names of all the plants, and not only the names, the genetic composition of all the plants, and more, decided that from 390,900 plants to choose 4 to be embraced, taken, and shaken on Sukkos. Now, how many of you would ever know what a hados looks like if not for Sukkos? A harava, an esrog. Today we already make jam, but who would touch an esrog? Who would look at an esrog? Who would look at a lulav? But from 390,000 plus, 4 were chosen. Why? Ulekachtem lachem bayoyim harishon pri eitz hadar kapus tmarim anaf eitz avos va'arvei nocham. On the first day, you'll forgive me if I translate everything into English, because there are some people sitting here who don't understand the original. And we just spoke about Kol Yisrael Ru'yim Leishav B'Sukkachas. We try to have sukkahs where everybody can feel it's their own. You should take on the first day a beautiful fruit from a tree, branch of a palm tree, frond of a palm tree, a myrtle branch which is intertwined, and willows, arvavis of a brook, of a nach. Why these 4? So, throughout the generations, for thousands of years, Jews have been discussing this. Why these 4? Al pi pshat, al pi remez, al pi drush, al pi sod, al pi muster, al pi machshava, al pi kabbalah, al pi chassidus. On every level. The Medrash Rabbi, Parshas Emor, on the Pasuk, brings one among many, brings one interesting interpretation. And that is that the 4 species of Sukkos correspond to 4 personalities. Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and Yosef. Not such a known Medrash. Avraham is the esrog. Why is Avraham the esrog? Avraham Zaken Baba Yamim, he came in days. V'hadarta pnei Zaken. The face of the elderly should be beautified. Avraham is the esrog, the hadar, the beauty. Yitzchak is the lulav. The lulav is kapois tmarim, zog the Gemara in Sukkah, kafos. Kapois could be read kafos. The branches have to be connected to the spine. Yitzchak Avinu chaya kafos al hara Moriah by the Akedah. Yitzchak allowed himself to be bound up on the altar when Avraham took him for the Akedah. Hadas is Yaakov. Ma hadas rachush ba'alin kach Yaakov rachush b'banim. The hadas is filled with leaves. The Gemara says, Anaf of chayfin es eitzoi. The leaves cover the stem, the twig. Yaakov Avinu was flooded with children. Like the hadas with leaves. Avraham had 2, Yitzchak had 2, Yaakov had many. 12 plus daughters, 1 or many daughters. Yosef is the arava, the willow. Why? Why the willow? You see in your own lulav, you'll check tomorrow morning, you'll see that the arava already dried up. Maybe not in your lulav, in my lulav. Which is why I changed them yesterday. The arava always dries up before everybody else. Some mazel of the arava. Right? Not only do we blame him that he doesn't have a taste, nishkin tam, nishkin reach, garnish. Not only that, he also dies first on the lulav. But Shana Rabbi becomes like Ansem Yuchis. We give him back his dignity. But so it says Yosef passed away before his brothers. Vayomas Yosef v'chol echa v'chol adarahu. Yosef, that's the Arav. Now obviously the question is, what's the Medrash trying to say? We want to remember Avraham and Yitzchak and Yaakov and Yosef, So we remember them through these 4 minim. The association seems a little far-fetched. And this is how the Medrash sees the reason for these 4. There's another Medrash, a few lines later, that says, this is well more known, that the 4 species correspond to different parts of the body. The esrig, doima lelei, looks like a little heart. The lulav is the chut hashedra, the spine. The hadas, the leaf of a hadas, looks like an eye, the shape of an eye. And the arava, the leaf of a willow, has the shape of a mouth. Here again you have to understand, what's the concept? The heart, the mouth, the eye, and the spine. So the Medrash says, Kol atzmoi saiterman, Hashem mikamoich. All of my bones, all parts of my body. But these 4 were chosen. It could be a Meshivin al Adrush, that the 2 interpretations in Medrash are not disconnected. They're interconnected. It's not just on Sukkos we want you to remember that you have a heart, and you have a spine, and you have an eye, and you have a mouth, which we don't need Daled Minim for Sukkos. Or we want you to remember Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, and Yosef, which again we don't need Daled Minim of Sukkos. But the 2 are connected. On Sukkos, you have to ask yourself, do you have a heart? Do you have an esrog? But whose heart? Avram's heart. On Sukkos, you have to ask yourself, do you have a spine? But whose spine? Yitzchak's spine. On Sukkos, you have to ask yourself, do you have eyes? But whose eyes? Yaakov's eyes. Hadassim, Yaakov's eyes. And on Sukkos, you have to ask yourself, do you have Yosef's mouth? Do you have a mouth? But whose mouth? Yosef's mouth. The arava. So the 4 organs of the body of the 4 minim and the 4 persons, the 4 personalities in the Medrash are connected. The esrog we take is not just for a heart, it's Avram's heart. The lulav is not a spine, Yitzchak's spine. The hadas is not just an eye, it's Yaakov's eye. And the arava is not just a mouth, it's Yosef's mouth.
Watch the full class at theyeshiva.net.